Hey everybody, welcome to the Wombo podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gimpy, along with Chipped Monk, eating and drinking right next to me this early in the morning.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
You hitting on me chewing on my nuts, dude. Sipping on some water,
chewing
man.
on nuts, brother.
Yeah, dude.
Are they salty?
Some almonds. No salt. A little bit.
A little bit salt. Well, I mean, I think naturally they have salt, right?
Dude.
Just like,
there's something on it.
Yeah, for sure.
There's something extra, dude, for the squirrels and the chipmunks, dude.
Got something, just keeping the energy up, just keeping yourself alive.
Yeah, dude. My microwave broke, and I usually do like a microwave breakfast sandwich because I'm too lazy to like fry up some eggs, even though it takes like 30 seconds.
I understand that, yeah.
So now my microwave's out of commission, dude. I've just been foraging on nuts and cheese and water, dude. Like, really out here struggling.
That's all right. That's all right. Was it?
I got a sandwich. Stuff.
You had the over the stove microwave, right? If I remember right.
No, it was just like a freestanding one, dude. It was just chilling.
Okay. So you just gotta get a different one.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to, man. I feel like everything you microwave is probably not good for you.
Nothing's good
except
for you,
like
dude.
leftovers.
Like, you know what I mean? I was gonna say nothing's good for you.
I've heard like if you go like just like pure calorics, like the freezer aisle, like in the grocery store is like the worst possible place for you. Like if you can avoid like the freezer aisle, dude, like you're gonna.
It sounds like some pseudoscience, but I love it.
Yeah, it's bro science, dude. Yeah. You're trying to get all kinds of gains, dude. What you want is some chicken, broccoli, and vegetables, dude. Some rice.
There's always baked chicken and brown rice, dude. That's
dude.
You got that. You're getting gains.
Dude. Yeah, dude. Right, get all kinds of gains.
For sure. Anyway, brother, what's going on, man? I'll give my little game dev update real quick. Since that's nothing much, because I honestly didn't do dick. So,
that's fair, dude. There you go. It's your weekly update.
Yeah, there's my update. I did start doing some tutorials on doing the multiplayer. That's about as far as I got. I haven't really been super motivated to do that just because the kids have been enjoying the little game already. And it's like right next to summer, so I'm on that struggle of trying to keep them engaged in school rather than playing their tablets and stuff. So I'm waiting until like school's over this week. So I'm like, okay, when the school's over, you can focus on it because I didn't want them to because the other night they snuck their where we keep their tablets. They snuck out of their rooms, grabbed their tablets, and stayed up till the sun came up. And this was like on Thursday night.
Oh, damn.
And they had school Friday, so they were dead tired.
Can't you like password protected? Isn't there like some sort of parental features? Can you shut off like the router, dude?
I mean, I could do all of that, but
you don't even want to be a parent right now.
No.
Look at you.
It's not even that big a parent. It's that at some point you have to teach them responsibility too, right? Like I'm not like they found the consequence, right? They stayed up all night, so they were tired at school. I still made them go to school. They had to like drag their ass all day, so they learned the consequence, right? Like at some point, I like for me, growing up, I'd much rather like I was the type of person to do what I want, and then if there's a consequence later, I learned from that.
I do what I want.
So
that's there's a lot of times like the actions have the consequences,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, it is what it is. There's I don't know. You can set up like bumpers and rules and stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely. I was gonna say there's definitely parental controls on like the tablet itself as far as the content they absorb, but as far as screen limits and stuff,
you give them the rules. You set the boundary.
Yeah, they know what it is, and then they they had their
mess stuff around and find out, children.
Exactly. So we always snuck the and it was clear where I kept them, right? Because they knew where it was. Yeah. Like, they could always grab them in the morning. So
respect the kids, man.
They don't know where they're kept. They still
why not just let them know? Let them know where it's at. They'd be like, go ahead, keep doing it, find out.
No, they have some tasks to complete before.
I will say, like, video games
chance.
Are like insanely addicting too, though. Like a lot of like the stuff we kind of take for granted is like. It's not like when we were growing up, even then it was like designed to like eat as many quarters as it could from like, unsuspecting fools.
That's how I got good at shmups though.
Yeah, and
I got 3 quarters to play this game real quick. Let me see real quick. And I remember making it to like the final stage in Raiden 2.
Yeah. You got dookied on, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
but I got there off of 1 quarter, and that's all I had. So I was there for
dude.
It was the best, dude. Like my uncle my uncle who introduced me to games, it was actually his birthday yesterday. I should have given him a call, but he introduced me to games in general. Gave me my first console, the Nintendo. But I was with him, and he's like I don't have change on me, right? He's like we were in our downtown area back in the '90s, you know, showing my age
Back
there, but
in the
you know,
90s.
we walked by the arcade because he had to go to his work to get his paycheck back in the day before direct deposit, you know.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, he
Back
went and
when
got his
you could do
paycheck,
things.
and we had to go to the bank, which his bank was out of downtown. So this is, you know,
Yeah.
before ATMs and all that. So he's like, he didn't have money yet, right? He's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
bro.
he's
Gotta
like,
wait for this cash
so,
to
so I was
clear,
like, I
dude.
looked in my pocket, I'm like, I got 2 quarters, you know.
Yeah, make it happen.
So you know,
Two
Raiden 2.
quarters and a dream, dude.
It's funny, is Raiden 3 is my favorite in that series, but Raiden 2 is where I have the best memories. So, you know, is what it is. But yeah, man, yeah, as far as the game update, I still plan on doing the multiplayer component for Game Maker, so I'm definitely going to update and see what's going on, especially
Yeah,
because
all right,
I'm doing
yeah.
inter-tablet connectivity with like Fire Tabs, and my kids have like the kid mode. So from what I've read about, there's like some permission issues that can pop up. So we'll see how I navigate that, or if I do.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to update the
It
pod
might
on
just
that.
be like a little thing, like, hey, and then you
It
have to
could be.
probably enter like a
Yeah,
administrative password or something. Who knows?
right.
You find out.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's more on like the parental end than me on the coding
Yeah.
end. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll update as I continue. But how about you, man?
All right.
You sent me some game dev yet.
Yeah, they've been just toying around. Like I said, I've been like kind of looking at like single mechanics or things and then trying to like recreate them, like just programming wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at like Dungeon Encounter and the other games like from like Mobile Legends, like Dungeon Darkness. There's like a 5x5 grid in that game where it's like you move around like single tiles at a time and the more of the map gets revealed. Dungeon Encounters was made by like the Square Enix old guys, and it's basically like a top-down dungeon crawler where different events happen, there's random encounters and stuff, but it's like really like boiled down to the basics, like pen and paper RPG style tabletop shit, like your D&D 3rd edition. I know there's also like Dungeons and Dragons like board games that kind of have a similar thing where you like place down tiles as you move your characters through, and you have like character cards that have like attack and just D&D stats and stuff. But yeah, so I was like looking at that and I was like, man, I could do that. I was like, I'll just randomly generate a 5x5 grid, finish that like real quick. And then I start looking online for dungeon encounters, and these mad lads like drew out like every dungeon. Like they're like bespoke dungeons. I thought they were just randomly generated because they look randomly generated.
Sure.
But the Japanese, dude, I was like, yeah, there's a reason why like these top execs were taking that money. They're like, no, we're going to sit here and design 100 by 100 grid each of these levels. And I think there's like a lot of them. There's like 50 or 100 or something. So they earn their paychecks, I guess. But I was looking at that and I was like, damn. I was like, how can I just make like a level editor like that? And I was like, I know how to take like a CSV file, like a spreadsheet, and then convert that.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, I could do that. And I was like, it's better than a spreadsheet, level design, like in tiles. So I used LDTK. And
Yay! Shout out, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
So
okay.
I generate like a PNG from that. And then like I ran like 16 by 16 chunks through there. And then like it just takes like the RGB value. And then I have like a master key where I can like spawn in different things at that. So I generate all that. And then this morning I decided to like destroy everything that I love by like trying to make like an object pool and stuff, like creating and then destroying after like each level loads where it can just reuse like tiles. So I've been like fumbling through that, and that's been tremendous. I don't know, because when you set up things, like again, I set this all up for like a 5x5 grid, and so like the way things spawn and interact with each other aren't the best, right?
Doing with 5x5, I'm guessing the
like, even like
size,
the tile,
is a little...
the tile like has like a parent object, and then below it spawns like a building.
Okay.
And so like when I'm like object pulling, it pulls everything back. And then
okay.
So like the first thing I do, which I knew would probably be a problem, is like when it spawns back in, like the other tiles are keeping things that had already spawned before.
So now it's a part of that specific tile. So when you generate it, it's just full.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So now I'm like, and then I was like coding it. I was like, all right, I gotta get rid of. I got deparented, and right before we started this, I got where it destroyed like the empty object that the tile was on. So now I just had like a bunch of like free floating fucking tiles out there, just the meshes for it, not like the empty objects. So I was like, damn. All right, so yeah, that's been like the fun of it. But like, yeah, I got like a really good battle system. Like, it's just an auto battler right now. But
sure,
any tile-based grid movement system, like basically have like a level editor for now that you can draw in 2D and it'll create. So. Just happy about that. It
So
took
as
me
far
like
as
3-4 days.
drawing it in 2D, is this just within Engine, or do you use LD2K to?
I use LD2K, man, and then I'm using like just like RGB values
or LDTK. Sorry, but
yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Deep Night Games. Shout out to the guy from that. He helped. He did the levels for. That's gonna bug me. Dead Cells, and branched off, made or used. That's what he used. He ended up compiling it, making it for everyone really. I like LDTK more than like Tiles 2D or whatever it was. Just like any other thing. I think it has much more robust functionality. But and people go,
like
go with what you know. But I think it's worth it to learn that over anything else. As far as you're making like 2D games, and the templates they have, like Metroidvanias, are much easier in that. So shout out LDTK. Definitely, if you're making a 2D game, you check it out.
There's so much. I feel like I'm not even like tapped into like a tenth of the power in there, because I know you can like add scripting stuff directly into Tiles. I think you can like export things as like a JSON file or something. And I think, so instead of like using an image, I should probably be using like a JSON file. Cause like right now, like, I had to like rewrite like a dictionary. Cause like even the RGB values, like they're just like off by like a little bit of like the hex value. So like some things weren't spawning. So I had to write like a dictionary that like averages like the color in like those chunks to get that right. And that was like how I spent most of yesterday. And then like I had to make teleporters and stuff, but like if I just had all that as like a JSON file, like I could probably like save myself a bunch of headaches instead of like learning the actual tool. I was just like, I'll just use
just
this
kind of brute forcing what you do, right?
So I'm sure there's like a way better, more elegant solutions to the way I'm doing it. But like again, I just started with like a quick 5x5 grid generator, and then I've like all this other shit's just been adding on. If I had like sat back from like the jump with like exactly what I was going to make, it would have been a lot easier. But like I've just been like going wherever the wind takes me, man. Whatever fancy flight I find myself in, dude.
So let me ask you this, and I know I've mentioned LDTK in the past in the podcast when I was working on the top-down stealth game that I had. Still should work on, but besides the point, what made you choose LDTK over Tiled, which is the other popular alternative?
Tiled. I don't know. Like it just had it, and like we'd been talking about it. I was also talking to the professor a little bit about it, because he's been threatening to like work on like some kind of new project, and I was like, oh yeah, me and Gimpy were talking about making like some kind of like FPS maybe, and then we found like he's programming. He likes to learn new things, so he was talking about like learning Rust and like Bevy game engine, and so I was like, we use Trench Broom, and then there's already like a Git repository for like loading in Trench Broom levels into that.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
And then so he was like, oh, how's that? And I was like, yeah, you could do that. You could do like a 2D image that would like turn into like 3D things as well. Like if you just wanted to have like a single like tile editor that like turns into a 3D object. And he's like, how would that work? And I was like, easily, I think. I don't know. Like you just use LD2K question mark, figure it out, bro. So then I was like, yeah, I could probably figure it out. Like I'm not even like a big programmer, but and then that got me looking at like other systems too. I went like down the rabbit hole. There's like a thing called Guile, Giles. It was made by like Unity. There's like a plugin that they had where it allowed people to create level editors in their game using like prefabs and stuff. Yeah,
sweet.
It's a great idea. It's like just an easy value add for like all the game devs out there. It lets people to easily expand their game by like having like a simple built-in system that other people could use. So of course they like canceled it and buried it.
Of course.
Yeah. So like you could like the last thing you could find about was like 5 years ago and stuff. So I was looking at that and I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Nice.
But yeah, there's like level editors and stuff out there that have been out there forever, so.
Yeah. And I will say, they're going about it the old way of just using the in-game engine to just add like the in-game editor or in-engine editor, I should say, just to pile your stuff on. But I think as far as streamlining the process, definitely look into something like tiled LDTK,
Trench Broom,
Hammer. Yeah. Is Hammer still viable now? That's so crazy, but I think there's definitely things to use 3D programs into your
choice.
Yep, exactly.
And again, like the next higher level is like being able to like add programming logic into like your 2D or 3D models directly, like in those level editors. And like, I don't know, it scares me, it frightens me. I'm a simple man. I've watched like videos on how to do it where it's like, yeah, you can just add like a simple like trigger thing and then like check for that, like when it loads in like a 3D bottle, and that'll move this door, and you just like set this trigger, this door, and you can set like how much it'll move. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that, Chief. Yeah, for sure.
Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, definitely do it on a smaller scale first just to test it, right? But yeah, man,
it's fun, man.
That's sick. As far as gaming or anything that you're looking at, or the state of the industry itself right now, anything you're playing, anything you wanted to discuss today? I have two things, but I'll let you go first.
I played a little bit of that Hearthstone still, and then I got into a little bit of Rust the other day just to try and make like a water base, and I did that, and I was like, nice. And then I've just been mostly just working on this project. I've been watching like a bunch of just like funny YouTube videos. I don't know. Yeah. What about you, man? What have you been up to? You've been playing games? You've been out there?
Yeah.
It's summertime.
Yeah, definitely summertime. I've been deep into VR once again, like always. But you probably saw me on maybe yesterday if you were on. I was playing Ancient Dungeon VR. They just released their multiplayer component, like full on release. So shout out the Ancient Dungeon VR devs. So multiplayer, 4-player co-op, roguelike dungeon crawler, full progression for both multiplayer and single player. So it doesn't matter which version you play, you still maintain your same progression, which is awesome. Works fantastic, syncs very well. I was in the alpha where we had syncing issues and things like that, so fixed all that. I no complaints, dude. The levels are randomly generated, but with themes. So Sir Solace and Sir Trike, shout out those guys. We were playing that yesterday co-op, and it was very fun. Highly recommend Ancient Dungeon VR, and the multiplayer component is coming to the PSVR 2 as well. So, having a ton of fun with that. On the other end of the VR spectrum, I'm checking out the Brazen Blaze open beta. Once again, I played the alpha, or the last two alpha tests, and, it was more potential than it was fun at that point. But now the game is a little more fleshed out. The gameplay systems are clicking with myself a little more. And it's been very fun. So they turn their servers on like for 12 hours a day, like their matchmaking server, so you can jump in and play. It's a 3v3, punch fest. And I shared it with Sir Solace, who got definite virtual on vibes from it, as far as like just the general combat and the level movement. So when he mentioned that, it kind of clicked with me, and then we're just going around just punching the shit out of people and then DBZing them through buildings and stuff. So it was a very good time when the game finally clicked. I was gonna recommend it to you as well. We tried before, right? And you couldn't get it to work. But the open beta is native on the headset as well, if you'd like to just try that and join. But yeah,
might be time.
Shout out Brazen Blaze devs and shout out Ancient Dungeon devs. I've been enjoying both of those games lately, and my thing, and I was talking to shout out Crab, our good friend who we mentioned a couple times on this pod. I've been going through my backlog as well. So, I completed Dusk, I completed Doom VFR. I'm just going all the way back. I'm just trying to delete things off my hard drive and just because, I have over 1,000 games on Steam. I'm like, let's see how much I can check off. So, yeah. So that's been my week, and just my recommendations for the week.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Out there playing VR, living it up.
Yes, sir. Sir.
I know, I haven't really seen anything else that's been like catching my eye, or like again, I've mostly just been doubling down on just the programming stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
And like level design stuff, but I've just been chilling, dude. Been chilling. I've been thinking about playing Overwatch again.
Yeah,
I've heard like they've made it like not as horrible anymore. It just took them a few years, but like even that, I'm just like, And like at the end of the day, I've heard it's just like Overwatch, and if you want like the PvE stuff, it still costs money. But
yeah.
Yeah, man, it is what it is.
just wait for Marvel Rivals, dude. It's the better game anyway, in my opinion. Yeah. I just having a blast with that. The next beta is the end of July.
Famous last words, dude. I think they did like a big buy for Amazon Luna. Was that it? That was news. I feel like they bought up, like they're teaming up with like GOG. I'm looking at the tier list. I think they're like teamed up with GOG to like present some of the games, and then like if you have like a game on GOG, you can opt in to allowing it like on their streaming service. So yeah, they're gonna like potentially like over like 10,000 games will enter into like their streaming service. But it'll be interesting to see because a lot of those old games are like DOS based and everything else. But I know they're already kind of running off of like virtual machines and stuff for like how people would set them up. What's up?
Oh no, I just looked it up. Yeah, you're right. All right. I thought Amazon completely abandoned Luna.
Yeah, no, they partnered up with Ubisoft as well a while back. So they have like a bunch of like weird Ubisoft games, which is separate from like the Ubisoft Pass you can buy that lets you. So everything's becoming games as a service, as we famously called here like years ago. Whereas like, yeah, man, it's all you're like, well, you're like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, trust me, bro. Everyone's thinking they're going to be the next Netflix of video games. And so I don't know. Microsoft have spent all this money and like all their studios have been going kaput. But I don't know, like if you get an acquisition by one of these big companies, understand they just want your IP. They don't want like you as a studio. Like,
yep.
And I believe
they don't want talent. They want your game. Yeah.
I got no proof of, for this, but I think like they're purposely like sabotaging your studio as well, so it fails. So that way, like they can like shutter your business, dude. It's pretty nefarious. I think they're giving you like just enough rope to hang yourself, but like none of the support to like actually like accomplish any of the goals or milestones that they're having people set.
Yeah, hold that thought because I'd like to talk about that more in depth. Maybe next week when we do our next pod. I have very strong opinions on that. I don't.
Faustian bargains. Dude.
I don't want to leave this into a like 40-minute rant.
Man. Let's just tam it down, dude. Shut it down.
Yes, for next week we'll definitely discuss that.
Yeah. So news is happening. Games are happening. Play some more video games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We out
of here.
Yeah,
Combo Album Podcast, Mr. Gimpy.
Chipmunk.
We out of here.
Peace.
Take it easy, guys.